So I'm watching this Doug Ford conference, and if you'll pardon me, I will get to it in a second. I just want to set something up here so I can see what's going on. Um, uh, I'm just trying to set something up here. It's not working. I don't understand what's the headache with this. But no device makes anything simple anymore. It's all got to be okay. So I'm sitting here watching this Doug Ford conference with the Pennsylvania governor. Something hits me. Ontario keeps pouring more and more energy and manufacturing and political capital into the U.S. centric trade. Like, this is something that's going to turn around. This whole Canada US thing is something that's going to turn around um, overnight, more or less. And or around 6 months, or at the election cycle. But that's not how anything works. Trade isn't a mood, infrastructure isn't a vibe. These are generational commitments. And the tensions we're seeing today aren't that kind of vanish just because the news cycle moves on. Let's start with the obvious. Ontario is doubling down, U.S. integration hard, and then any other province. Energy grids, manufacturing corridors, EV supply chains, cross border trucking, shared regulation framework, all of it is being tied together and tighter to the U.S. system. And looks like cooperation isn't bad, compatibility isn't bad, but dependency, that's a different story because once the economy is wired into something else, infrastructure, someone else's infrastructure, it don't get to set the terms anymore. You follow the rules of the system you depend on. This is the part people forget. Infrastructure outlives governments, pipelines, trade corridors, energy grids, system supply chains. These things last 30, 50, 80 years. So when Ontario commits to the US centric economic model, that's not a 4 year plan, that's a generational lock in. Even if leaders change and physical economic systems don't magically reorient, you can't just unplug a province from a continental supply chain and plug it into a new one overnight. Meanwhile, Canada as a whole is talking about diversifying trade. Why? Because the global landscape is shifting, trust is shifting, supply chains are shifting. Countries don't diversify trade unless they feel the ground moving under their feet. So you've got this tension. Ontario is trying to tie itself tighter to the U.S. Canada is trying to spread the risk. Those two forces cancel each other out. They create a long term friction. And here's where the metaphorical wall comes in. No, not a physical wall, a policy wall, a verification wall, a security wall, a trust wall. Borders are tightening, data rules are tightening, cross border compliance is tightening. And once those administrative walls go up, they don't come down quickly. So Ontario is becoming more dependent at the exact moment that relationships are becoming more rigid. That's a contradiction nobody wants to talk about. People keep acting like this is all going to blow over the same way the tensions eased a few years ago. But even then, not everything went back to normal. Some policies stayed, some attitudes stayed, some structural changes stayed. And today, tensions are deeper. They are rooted in infrastructure, supply chains, national security, and not politics. So those don't evaporate because someone gives a speech or a signs a memo. So here's the part that worries me. Ontario is betting everything on a relationship that is becoming more complicated, more regulated, more fragile. And if the relationship tightens further or shifts again, Ontario is left exposed. This isn't about being for or against anyone. It's about understanding the long-term consequences of tying your entire economy future to a partner who is also building new walls, new rules, and new priorities. So when I watch this conference, I don't see a short-term partnership. I see a generational commitment being made at the exact moment that the ground is shifting. And once you build those contradictions, those connections, and once you build those metaphorical walls, you don't undo them in 4 years. You live with them for a lifetime. And there you have it. That's my rant. Like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you again. Thanks for watching.